Okay everybody, welcome back to the channel. So I'm continuing my testing and my tinkering with the new Autoflex shaft. So you've seen a couple of videos I've recently put out, just initial testing with it. I'm now starting to play a little bit around with the swing weight, which is what we're going to concentrate on this particular video. So I'm going to mess around a little bit with the weighted screw in the TSi3 head, so that slidable weight. I'm taking that out and putting some different weighted plates in there basically, and seeing how they react. We'll test it, see how it performs with the Autoflex, see if I can squeeze a little bit more performance out of this particular shaft. Okay, so TSi3 comes as standard with an 8-gram weight, which is movable. I just have it set in a neutral position. I've got a 9-degree head set at A1, so I'm going to keep that exactly the same for this particular test. I've just hit a batch of shots with that 8-gram weight in there, which you'll have seen me do in my couple of videos I've done with the Autoflex. So I've got some numbers on screen there for you, so you can see club head speed around that sort of just short of that 140 mark on average, ball speed 165, launch 11, around that sort of 2.5 spin, and really quite consistent with that spin. There's a couple of slight low strikes, which I did get in my previous video as well, and averaging about 286 on that carry number. So what I've done now is I've just gone 2 grams lighter in that weight. So I've replaced the 8-gram weight with a 6-gram weight. So they Titleist call that as a -2, so it's -2 from the standard 8-gram weight in there. So we'll see how this feels. Now this swing weight's now at D0.1. Okay, so with the 8-gram weight it was D1.6, so it's a little bit lighter on the swing weight of this particular driver. Okay, felt a touch low in the face, little bit of a pull, but very straight flight, no shape on that. 114.2, 164, again low spin, just came out a little bit low. Just on that initial launch, that 10-degree, I want to try and get that up, just that slight pull there. Okay, just felt a touch toe, again, really straight flight, not a lot of curvature, just a touch of a pull, but not by much at all. 114.4, 163, a little bit low on that spin, just that slight toe connection. That's what I think you'll probably see in my previous videos with Autoflex. That's why it just feels a bit strange to me, is a lot of give in the shaft. You can feel the shaft moving around a little bit more. And then when you just hit those slight little subtle miss hits, you can feel it twist a little bit. So you expect this ball to be all over the place, but it just, again, in all the videos I've done, it doesn't create a lot of curvature on the golf ball, which is great. You know, this is what I'm finding. I feel like I'm hitting it a lot straighter. Yeah, just seeing a different pattern from those first 5 I've hit with that 8-gram weight in there. I'm just starting to see that little bit of a pull. Again, that was low in that face on that connection. Just losing a little bit of carry with that low launch. So that was a better strike there, a little bit higher up that club face, higher on that launch. Much better on the flight. So that launch at 11.6, or just edging into that 12, 2.5 spin. There's a bit extra carry there at 290. Total 315. That's definitely a little bit higher in that face. Looks to be just a bit low spin there, just slightly high toe. Yeah, 600, you could just see that ball just sort of dropping out that sky a little bit quicker there, so 282. Right, it's 5 shots hit there. That didn't feel as solid. It didn't feel like I could hit the middle of the face as consistent as I was just doing that first batch that I hit off camera with that 8-gram weight. As a feel wise, I didn't really feel that subtle difference of that swing weight there. I don't think I've felt that. So just before we jump into that different weight again, let's just have a look at the dispersion ring. So the white ring was with my 8-gram weight. The yellow was with my with the 6-gram weight, so 2 grams less than what I had previously. And you can see the strike patterns there from previous ones have just moved slightly more up that club face there, which is better. But obviously I've just got a couple a little bit more sort of slightly toe side, and maybe just obviously shut the face a little bit more on those, which is giving me a couple of those little left miss shots there. So slightly different dispersion pattern. Right, okay, so now again, switch the weight. We've got the -4 grams. So -4 from the original 8-gram standard weight is obviously now a 4-gram weight in the head, which is now changing the swing weight to C8.9. So Very, very different from what I'm sort of used to. And we can start to feel that lightness of the head a little bit more now. Feels like there's a bit more weight up in this area of the club, so the balance of the club is just obviously changing. Be interesting to see how this works. That's a nice opener. Very nice and neutral, felt really good. Strike was good. Ball speed was good because of the strike, 165, 2.5 spin, 288. So getting some very similar sort of numbers. Nothing really sort of massively changing at the moment. I think what I have found with the Autoflex shaft is, again, just those little subtleties, right? Sometimes I get that slight low miss, sometimes it's a little bit high, but the spin is very, very controlled, which again goes against what it feels like it should do. It feels like it's going to really spin up because of the flex in the shaft. Again, good strike, a little bit higher up the face. That's higher in its flight. Looks to be in the air a little bit longer. Be interesting to see. Yeah, 291. That's probably my longest there. Just got that good launch, 12.5. Good controlled spin at 2.1. Little bit more carry on that. Again, very neutral on its ball flight. Yeah, feels a good strike. Just a touch pulley, but again, there's no side curvature on that ball flight. It's not really shaping left. It's just a touch pull. Again, just a little bit pulley. Love the flight, fantastic flight on that. Again, good launch, good spin, 288. There's a little bit of a reaction to that. Probably last couple of shots, just a fraction push. But strike was good, ball speed decent, spin, again, so consistent that spin. 289 on the carry. So we're not seeing massive gains or any real sort of differences there. A little bit differences of the feel to me. Well, again, we'll look at the strike location. Okay, so now into the C8.9 on the swing weight, which was the 4 gram weight. So in the pink ball flight there. So again, a couple of pulley ones, a little bit of a reaction, maybe that last one to the 2 pulls I've hit. But I think what we're just sort of seeing there, as I've just gone slightly lighter in the swing weight, I've just seemed to see a little bit more of that left side of a pattern basically. Strike pattern's just changed a little bit. If I just work from this one here, this was the white, which was my 8 gram weight. Move into the 6 gram weight, so 2 grams lighter. See that strike's just moved a little bit up that club face, and then go into another 2 grams lighter again, which was the 4 gram in total, which gave the Swingweights C8.9. See that strike pattern just moved a little bit higher again, so that gives me a slightly better launch conditions for me. I tend to get that little low launch every now and again when I just move my strike a tiny bit low. Right, okay, final test, final 5 shots, and now I've completely removed the weight out of that back section of the driver. So obviously now I am 8 grams lighter from the standard weight in there. So this is now coming out at C6.3. 6.2, 6.3 on the swing weight, so very light in the head, and it's very noticeable that now you pick it up, it does feel very light, especially in that head. You know, it's amazing how 8 grams of weight, and just as we change the weight, you start to feel that, you know, those 2 gram increments there, and obviously now jumping from that 4 grams to 0 grams now, you can feel it, you know, definitely a different feel and a different sensation. So 5 more shots. That's a lovely opener. Very neutral flight. Little bit more clubhead speed, 115, 166 ball, 284. Just that slight toe strike, just pull that spin a tiny bit. But as a visual there, really good penetrating ball flight. And more importantly, it was nice and straight. Okay, again, not bad. It's a fairway finder again. Good strike. Touch a left to right shape on that, but again, not by much. There is a little bit of a left to right wind out there, to be honest. But again, spin, very, very consistent. It's not really changing much. Just get an odd one where I pull a little bit of spin off, just maybe that slight toe strike, slight high strike, as you'd always expect, just a little bit of that gear effect. Right, that's a real toe strike. High toe. That's a dipper. That's the first one with a lot of shape on there. You see that spin just ripped, just really starting to hook left. That's a big fairway miss. First one where it felt like there was a lot of twist, didn't realign that centre of the club to that golf ball. Not too bad, just a touch pulley. Yeah, I did feel a little bit heel. So maybe just seeing this strike pattern just move a little bit around now with this. Obviously it's very light on that swing weight. It's interesting, club head speed not changing massively. We'll look at the numbers in a little bit more detail at the end, but not changing massively with that club head speed. You know, you think as you go lighter in the head, you might feel like you're going to move that club a little bit quicker. But then again, there obviously is a little bit less mass coming into this ball. Very straight golf shot, that one. Looking out that middle zero on that 300 marker there. Did move that a little bit quicker there, just slight toe. So just jumping toe to heel to toe. Okay, so looking at the data of those 5 shots, you can see obviously with dispersion rings increasing. I had that, obviously that wild one there that was obviously increased that. The other few weren't that bad, to be fair, were they? They're quite sort of straight, but I did hit those different parts of golf club again, and we see the pattern be a little bit higher. So as we've dropped the weight in the head, the strike pattern sort of climbed a little bit more higher up that club face. Obviously, we've got that one in the heel there, which gave me that different sort of shot. A bit of the high toe gave me the hooky one. Just didn't feel as controllable. I think just didn't, obviously not feeling the head weight as much coming into that golf ball. Sometimes just difficult to control the strike. It's getting that right balance point, really. And then we'll look at the numbers a little bit more detail. So again, I've just compressed the 5 shots. So we've just got literally the averages across the board there now, with the starting at the bottom on the white, 1.6 D, 1.6 D, 0.0, C 8.9, C 6.3, obviously going lighter. And we look at club head speed, and we can see a little pattern of a slight gain there of club head speed as we've gone lighter in head. Probably expect to maybe see that, but then when you look at the ball speed, it's not following on with that. That slight rise of club head speed. I'm not transferring that into ball speed, with actually the 8 gram weight giving me the better ball speed of 165.3. So again, a little bit more maybe that mass behind the club there, or coming into that golf ball, just transferring the energy a little bit more into that golf ball. Again, subtleties of strike's going to change it. Launch, see very similar on all those batches. And spin, you can see a little bit more spin with again that 8 gram weight, which I quite sort of like that sort of spin number there. A little bit lower there, but they're all not bad. A little bit lower again on there. Obviously, I'd had that hooky one, which was about 1,200 spins. That obviously has pulled that down, so that'll probably be around the sort of 2,000, 2,100 on that spin number if I took that particular shot out. So you can see carry distance there. The C 8.9 got me a little bit more carry, but it is literally marginal, isn't it? The height of the ball flight, again, subtleties of the strike and shot direction is always going to sort of change that. But I think, do you know what? I feel like I'm getting the best performance out of the 8 gram weight, which is where I've sort of had it. I was expecting to see a little bit more, because obviously Autoflex is just trying to get the swing weight a little bit lighter than normal. D1.6 is a little bit lighter than normal for me. I'm generally around sort of D3.5 with my normal gamer shafting, so it is a little bit lighter, but I don't mind the feel of that lighter weight. That was too light, really, when you take all the weights completely out. You can sort of see with the strike pattern just moved around the face a little bit more. But yeah, I think the D1.6 is still pretty good. Right, everybody, so there we go. There's a bit of a test with swing weight with the Autoflex shaft. Now, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I have this cut at 45.25 on its length. Now, again, Autoflex sort of suggests you have this in a longer length at around that sort of 46. But to be honest, I don't like that long playing length. I've always played something that's a touch shorter than a sort of standard, around that sort of 45 to 45.25 inch. I just prefer that in terms of, I just feel like I've got more control over it. Possibly if I can get another one. Unfortunately, I've cut this off and it's an expensive one to get another shaft at 46 to test again, but I'll try and do that if I can. Comment down below. Love to hear your thoughts as always. Is Autoflex in your drive at the moment? What's your length? What's your swing weight? I'd love to hear, and which head is it in? I'd love to hear your thoughts as always. So do post your comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, do give it a thumbs up. Very much appreciate it. Do share it around with any golfing pals out there, and more importantly, do subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'd really appreciate the support, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.